What we have in English as word in our New Testament comes from two Greek words, logos and rhema. I'm 100% sure that New Testament authors were not using these two words randomly. They might have the same meaning, but they have different functions. So let's have a look at what logos means. Now, in the New Testament, logos has three different meanings. One, it has the general meaning where it can mean the word, the speech, or a saying. This is because well before the New Testament authors start using these words, the word logos was already being used in everyday life of people back then. So it has this general root. Now we have the second meaning of the word, which is it is the special meaning of the word logos. It is when it is used to refer to the revelation of God to the people. Now don't get it twisted with rhema. We're going to see in the next video. Now think about this. The theological root of the term logos into the New Testament actually can be traced as far back as to the Old Testament. Remember what I say, one of the definition of logos is sayings. Now remember that God was saying to Moses, Moses will receive the sayings of God and then go and report it to the children of Israel. And many scholars believe that for many generations, the law was passed orally, up until they decided to write down the sayings of God. So even when they wrote it down, they still refer to it as the sayings of God. So this is where we got the term logos, referring to the written word of God in the Old Testament. Right? Now, the third meaning is what we find in John chapter 1, verse 1, in the prologue. In the beginning was the logos. This is a very unique use of the term logos, because here John personified Jesus as the logos. Now, check this one. During the time of Jesus, the logos they had, the written word they had, was the Old Testament. This is why even when Jesus went to the temple, he quoted from the Old Testament. When the disciple wanted to defend the ministry of Jesus, they quote from the Old Testament. Now, after Jesus had become that word which put on flesh, now all the New Testament writers, they wrote about Jesus, who was the Logos. But on top of that, they also had the Rhema, which was a divine revelation of God. And we're going to talk about this in the next video. Thank you.